be your daily duties as a manager for an artist that hasn't got too much of a buzz yet? That's, you know, it's growing artist. That, yeah, what would be your daily activities?
Really, one thing I've learned is, and I learned this from actually Ben Scars, who's in the room right now. It's about the music. You have to get the music right. It doesn't matter about anything. Like, so really, for developing artists, you really want them in that studio 24/7, finding their sound, finding their writing ability, just getting right with the music, and also, believe it or not, a lot of this thing is mental. You have to prepare people mentally to know that this is sacrifice. You're going to lose everything. You're not going to see people. You're not going to have to go on holiday when you want. So it's more of preparing them for what this industry is about. But it's about, that's what I learned from the A&R that I work with now, that it is about the music. You have to kill yourself to make the best music. So for an artist like that, that's coming up, that's going to be, I'm competing with new artists and competing with established artists. You have to have the music, needs to be the strongest thing. So that's what I focus on artists that haven't got a button.
Hi, I'm Gaz from Beats Magazine. Just wanted to ask the Choice FM DJs, what do you look for in a good press release? Do you look for a quote, or do you look for just something punchy and snappy to catch your attention in order to listen to the track?
Okay, in regards to an artist's press release, these days you very rarely get a press release. Mainly, everything's so visual these days. You just get to basically see and listen for yourself. But what would attract my attention is basically someone that's not trying to be, when they say the next Wretch 3-2 or the next, that kind of puts me off. You know what I mean? So something that really sells you as an artist, and that will make me think, okay, I'm going to check this out. But not selling you as the next person. That's my producer.
I say you need to stand out. It needs to stand out. There needs to be something about it that's going to make me, like, if it's an email or whatever, if it's an email, it needs to stand out. Like, we get so, especially like pluggers and stuff, you know, you get so much music as DJs, so much that, like, good 20 emails sometimes every day. And it's a lot, so it needs. But I'm
not going to lie though, if you do look good, then you'll definitely.
Yeah, it needs to be
shallow, but
no
yes,
exactly. It needs pictures, you know. It needs to be it needs to stand out, and it needs to be at the top of everybody's email, so that everybody's talking about it. Because you know what, if Zeon comes to me, he says, "Yeah, we've got, you know, this good artist. I've seen this good artist around." Like, word of mouth is probably the best thing. Because, and Casey says to me, "Yeah, Jay, go check this out. I'm going to check it out."
Yeah.
We talk about it all the time.
Exactly.
We talk about RoxXxan.
Do you know what I mean? So,
we talked about RoxXxan not long ago, yeah. So it's, you know, all bad.
Hi, I'm Rob Stevenson from Glasgow TV. We help young artists, give them advice and give them platforms to perform on. We also help manage some of the artists coming out, like Qualms, etc. Quick question for everybody in the panel. Could you give, like, 1 or 2 top tips that you could give to young artists that are out there? You know, what would be your first top 2, 3 things you'd say to them to do?
Patience. Patient. You need to be patient. Like, people might not feel you at a certain point, but that doesn't mean that you're not good. That just means that you're timing it. And this thing's about timing. I know artists that, I don't want to say it, I know an artist that I didn't think would be big, and I think now he's the biggest rapper in the country. And I knew he was good, but I didn't think he'd be big, and he was the biggest rapper in the country, I have to say again. So it's about patience and persistence. I would say those are the 2 that we got to.
Mine would be to know what you stand. Mine would be to know what you stand for or know what you're saying. As in, one day you can't be talking about you're in the club, and then the next day put down your weapons or not trying to, actually I just realised what I said, not trying to throw anything out there to anyone. But no, I'm not even trying to, real talk, I just got what I was saying. But real talk, you can't be, nah, fuck it, sorry, real talk, you have to know what you stand for. You can't come out of something, do you know what I mean? You can't push something and then when you get buzzing, you want to leave it and be something else. Know what you stand for and stand for the same thing so people know you're real. And have an opinion, no, I'm joking. And I would say, following on to what Colin said, work hard and be in the studio a lot, but also remember that you have to live life, because if you don't live life, you've got nothing to write about.
Yes.
Also,
I'll say, firstly, be professional. This is it's unconventional, but this is a workplace. So just because you're an artist and means you can wake up 1 o'clock, doesn't mean you should be late to meetings, doesn't mean you should be late to studio, doesn't mean that when you meet people you don't have to carry yourself in the right way. Because you can have a record deal, all good, but those people that are working a record, they don't earn what you earn successfully, they earn a flat wage. So no one's going to go and work your record and be passionate about it if they don't like you as a person, because at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock they're home. Do you know what I mean? It's a different ethos to how you are if you do music. People that do music live it 24 hours a day, do you know what I mean? And other thing I'll say is just know what you want out of it. Because I've worked with some people and it's hard to work with people and they don't know what they want. Know what you want to represent, know what you want to be, know what you want to get to. Don't just do it because people tell you you're good at it or you know you're good at it. Because there's no goal, there's no target at the end of the day.
I would say, because I know like some people want to do it for the money type thing, you should be prepared to do a lot of things for free. Prostitute yourself, you know, not that type of way, like just be everywhere, you know, live scene circuit, and like be prepared to like, basically sometimes you have to spend money to make money, and don't let money be your focus, otherwise you will lose focus. What else is there? It's not, and just have the drive and the passion and just put yourself everywhere. I always say be a polite pain in the ass. So bug people, but not in a negative way, and don't act like you're famous already when you're not. You know, there's people on Twitter that are acting like they're famous already. It's just like, you know.
That's why I don't have Twitter, boy. That's why I don't have Twitter. That's why I don't have Twitter. It's just a joke.
Wait,
yeah, finish that. Sorry, again.
Mine would be, you know, I interview quite a lot of artists, and mine would definitely be, from my point of view, have a personality, have something about you, please. Because in an interview, I need to be able to feel, as somebody who wants to push your music, I need to be able to think that you're cool, you've got something about you, you know, it's all good. You can come on and you can tell me when your CD is out and what it's called. Great. But you know, we want to have banter, we want to have a conversation, we want to see that you've got some sort of personality. You know, so for me, it would be definitely, you know, be great at what you do, but at the same time, be you, and hopefully,
Some performers are shy, though, aren't they? Some of the best performers.
Yeah, some of them are, but you know, for us, that might make our job a little bit. Maybe I'm just saying it to make my job easier. I don't know. You know, but it is nice when you can have a nice interview, and when that can be, you know, portrayed to the rest of the world, it's nice for them to see as well. So that's my advice.
Yeah. Remember, everyone can ask questions, so don't be shy.
This goes up to Zeon and Colin. What's the hardest part of your lot's careers? And have you got any regrets? Colin, you can start.
The hardest part, wow.
You know what it is for me? It's like having kids.
Yeah, I mean, we might feel it for the art. I mean, my hardest personally, I think, would say coming back, the second album, because we achieved a lot on the first album. We sold 100,000 albums, and went. Thank you. assumed that he'd done 100,000 albums, he'd done 6 tours, went on tour with Chasing Status, Jessie J. I thought when I'm coming back would be a bit more easier, but it's like I had to start again. Like I achieved nothing, and at first it was difficult for me because I was like, other artists that haven't achieved anything, but they're like getting all the support, and I'm gold-selling artist and millions of views on YouTube, and I'm starting again, and I was like, okay, but I suppose that's the thing about success. Like you just have to keep going, and that's why some people stay forever because they remember how it started. So that was quite hard for me, I would say, and yeah, that was probably the most difficult time in my head. But then going top 10 after that, then I realised, yeah, it's just about keep getting harder and harder and harder. But that was hard.
Any regrets?
Regrets, I was supposed to meet someone for lunch. I was a bit lazy to go meet him because I was like, oh, I'll just come off tour. And he wanted me to kind of help him in management, but I was a bit lazy, and he ended up selling 5 million albums and being Grammy nominated. Doesn't hurt me when I think about it. Sheeran. Even though he's my good friend, that was like every time I see him, I think. It's life, we weren't meant to be in it. So that's a regret, definitely. I'll never miss a lunch meet with anyone.
For me, I think the hardest part is when you're a manager, every single artist you work for looks to you as the person that holds the answers. So if they're not big in America, they turn to you and say, why am I big in America? Why has this person got a tour in Australia, not me? You might not know the answer. Like, you just don't know.
You're just like, and if you say you don't know,
you can't like, say
wow.
you don't know.
Wow.
So you have to have an answer for everything, even if you don't know it, and that's hard. So you instantly put pressure on yourself. So I'm up all night, I'm up in the morning researching, knowing what's going on, hitting people up, and putting pressure on myself to get better. Because you want that person you work with to be the best, to be the biggest, and you don't want to feel like you let them down. But you can't always know the answer. Some things are like Ed. For how many years he couldn't get 5 people to a gig, and now he's huge worldwide. He's bigger than Jessie J. Do you know what I mean? But who knew that was gonna happen? So it's just one of those things. And any regrets for me is just like, I don't know. I wish I could have brought more people through, like that I grew up with. Like people around me that we were all doing things we shouldn't have been doing, and I was able to get out of my uni or whatever, and they're in jail now, or they're on the run of going to jail or whatever happened. So I wish I could have brought more people out. Do you know what I mean?
Shan from iMusic.tv. This one's for Zeon and Colin. Just wondering, when you're working with an artist and you're about to go make a label and pitch on their behalf, what do you reckon are the key things you need to have in place before you step in those doors?
I don't really agree with that. I don't really agree with like pitching to label. I agree that I think you need fans. Like the most important thing are the fans. So I'm more like labels to come to me. So I'd rather go out and create a fan base. I'd rather go and see Rashida Link Up, Grime Daily, SB, and get out there and get a response from people rather than make labels come to me. So, because it's all about numbers and facts, isn't it? It's all about facts. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So, if you haven't got any of that, you can go and pitch all day. And if they put out your record in flop, see you later, Merry Christmas. So,
you know what?
It's better to have fans and buzz, and nowadays, Darkus told me the other day, the president of Ireland said to me, he'd rather sign someone trying to sell out a show than someone trying to bring him like a demo. Someone said to him, I'm trying to sell out the show. He'd rather sign that person than someone that's saying to him, this is my 5-track EP and I've got amazing flows and the beats are amazing. No, I'd rather see what they can do to the, because it's all about the public. You know, like people get put on lists all the time, and half of them don't make it. You know what I mean? And some people that don't get put on any list end up selling millions of albums. So I don't agree with that ethos. I think you should build a fan base before anything.
Well, yeah, never been a fan of labels. I don't go. At the moment I work with a guy called Jacob that people have been trying to sign for a long time. But for me, he should be able to have a career with or without labels. Sometimes I'll check people's profile on Twitter and they've got the label name before what they do, and I'm sitting there thinking, you're an idiot. You wouldn't wear a clothes label and say, I'm Machino. Why are you repping something that's way bigger than you? Because the moment it doesn't work, you're going to feel like an idiot now. Exactly. You're going to feel like an idiot. You should be trying to do your thing, and they should be trying to
come to you.
When they come, they should add to what you're already doing anyway. So if you've got to think, a label signs 20 people a year, and the head boss of Sony will tell you, my goal is to break one artist this year.
And he don't care
what
the music is, he don't care who it is,
care, like,
anything.
What's sad about it is that that's someone's life, do you know what I mean? Like, that's someone's dream, but when you get to that type of level, they don't care. They're not here to care about whether you wanted to be a singer all your life. Do you want, no, like, you're dropped, gone, next person. So it's quite ruthless, do you know what I mean? So you should be trying to do your thing, and people will start coming to you.
And also, if you do get dropped, you know you've got a fan base. So if you're not with a label, you're back with your fans. So that's the best way to do it.
Hello, I've got a question for Rochelle, it is, yeah?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, RoxXxan.
RoxXxan, sorry, my bad.
No, it's alright, it's cool.
No, I because you mentioned that you're not a Batty Riders girl and you like that, because my sister's a fan. Yeah?
Oh, okay, yeah.
And you lot.
And I said thank you. Yeah.
For a little girl, she's impressionable.
Yeah.
I don't mind her listening to you lot's music, because it's not tits and arse out all over the place, like all this Rihanna.
Yeah.
Not speaking about my
no,
sister, innit?
Yeah, I agree.
But do you find it hard to not conform, or how did you find, was it hard to get in a position or situation where you didn't have to conform or break your artist integrity?
I just kind of went against everything that what girls think they're supposed to do, and honestly I didn't know if it would work or it wouldn't, but I think people just respect me more. If you listen to my music, it's not trying to boost my own head, but I don't really gas a lot. I'll give you the real, because whether it is to do with anything, like, I'll give you the real. Don't get me wrong, I am still like 23, I still date, I still not being rude, like trying to be sexual, but I still, you know what I mean, I still like to look sexy and do that thing, but I'm not gonna push my body and let that lead me. And even you just saying to me now that your sister supports me and you don't mind her listening to my music, I appreciate that. So I know I'm doing something good. As I'm building my band is Backpack Gang, do you know what I mean? That's my thing. A lot of people join it. It's easy. There's no rules. It's not about looking sexy. It's not about how you look. It's just about grab a backpack and join the gang and be you. Be real to you. My first tune is called Too Effing Feisty. Everyone, all my life I've heard I'm feisty, I'm rude, I speak my mind. Kind of, you heard me a minute ago. Do you know what I mean? But that's me. I've laid it all on the table. Now what? Now what do you want from me? It's all about listening to me. So. I said thank you as well, so I appreciate it.
This question is for Colin, Zeon and RoxXxan. What would you say are the key things to building a fan base?
That's a hard question. Good music, very good music. Like, you have to be honest to yourself. Like, you might have 3 brethren that think you're good, but then when it comes to the shows, isn't it? That's all. You got 5 brethren that think that is good, but behind your back they're like, it's whack boy, but to your face they're like, yeah, that's hard, yeah. You need to like test it out to the public and kind of know what your strengths are. And like know why people like your music. Also, like, on the internet is the gift and the curse. It's the curse because people can get stuff illegally, make us and not pay for it. That hurts a bit. But the gift is that you can touch anyone worldwide. So I just think you need to like social media and good music. Those are the two things I think. If you've got good music, which more than people on your road like people actually really like, and then you've got a good social media and you're touching with your fans, and your fans feel part of you, and you know what I mean. They'll come to anywhere you're going. They'll download anything you put on there. They support you. It's like a football team. They support you. That's the key, I think.
And I would say, I know it sounds cheesy, just be you and show people that you actually love music. Like Casey said as well, and don't just chase the money. Show people that you love performing. Show people that you're having fun. Show people that these aren't just words. You feel everything you say, if that makes sense. And again, sorry to keep saying it, but you stand for something. And also, be what's the right word to say? Be approachable. Don't be an artist. Don't think you're famous when you're not. Don't be bougie because your fans help you get where you are. And also, have a personality. It's not bad to have an opinion. Not everybody likes everybody, but in a camera, we're all friends. We all go out. No, we don't. Let's not lie. We're all. Do you know what I mean? And especially for me, especially being a girl, one thing that we lack over here. Sorry to break out and get it all sexist, but girls don't really get a cosign. For any female artist, it's really hard to get a cosign unless you're a singer. Like, unless you're a singer, and again, you do the whole sexy thing, man don't really want you on your track singing the whole, not being rude to certain people, but there's people that have sang on tracks, and in the video, it's not even the same girl, because she ain't got the look. Do you know what I mean? But you want her voice. And, yeah, be a strong woman, because at the end of the day, the charts aren't sexist. No matter if you are a good artist and your music is good, you can get #1. And don't beg it without being rude. Yeah, just be you. Again, it's hard. We don't get them. No, when I say that as well, just elaborating on, we don't get the male cosign. As in America, Nicki Minaj, you got Lil Wayne pushing her. Lil Kim, you got Biggie. Foxy Brown, you got Jay-Z. Over here, like, not saying girls like have more respect for them, but just appreciate the ones that are actually doing it, because we're just doing it just to try and show that we can rap too. So
I think you have to have something that has to be unique about you. Like, for how Colin works to how I work, different artists will approach us for management because they know that we work differently. And what makes you different? An example of that is, I was just going through iTunes and I saw this hip-hop record that was in top 10 that I hadn't heard before. When I checked, it had 70 million views on YouTube. And there was this guy called Macklemore. And do you know what? I had seen this guy on B2 do the worst freestyle. I'd seen him, I laughed about it. And then I saw the record, heard the sample, saw the look, and I was like, do you know what? I get it. He's got swag.
That was the exclusive I clicked on. That was the one. Yeah.
And even me, like, but I get it. He's got swag. He's cool. It's different. Do you know what I mean? It's different. And the cool kids will always gravitate towards before people like me, because in my mind they're still going to be trained to. Does that work? Do you know what I mean? But he's doing it. 70 million views.
He's got character as well.
Do you know what I mean?
Personality that he's talking about.
Yeah. But
he says things that, wow.
The flow's good.
He's gone straight to being commercial now.
Huh?
Straight to being commercial, straight. Like,
But you know what? He's been doing his thing.
But I didn't realise until like recently.
Has he got a video? Sorry, he's got a video out. The white guy, and he's just dancing in the shop. I seen the video the other day. Oh my god.
I'm gonna lie, I'm hating him. He's battering me in the shop.
He's just gone from nowhere to
At the end of the day, your sales talk.
Yeah.
You can buy YouTube views, you can buy Twitter followers these days. At the end of the day, it's
like
your
number
sales.
2 on iTunes, if he is. He's number 2 on iTunes. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I'm hating him right now. But he's number 1 in America.
Australia as well.
He's going mad.
I mean, like, there's a point of difference. He's come with his own thing. I was dissing him last week, but like, bros.
What did you talk about in that? How they talking about this guy here?
Yeah, me.
I'm hating. I ain't gonna lie. I'm hating.
Next question. Last question now.
Can you hear me? This is for the whole panel. Does it worry you or bother you that the music industry or music business, as we know it now, is shrinking? You know,
so far as like major record companies. 20 years ago there were 15 record companies. 10 years ago there was probably 8. 5 years ago there was 4. Today there's 3. Next year there'll be, I don't know, 2.
1.
It's shrinking as we know it, but it seems like that everyone else is just finding different ways and other ways of of putting stuff out. As Colin said, I'm not interested in record companies. They need to come to me. It's not, does that go for all of you? Or, are you actually worried about the industry at all? Or
definitely. Like you said, boy, I'm not worried for us. I'm worried about regulators because they seem to be slow. Like, you don't make money yourselves. No. Like, you don't. You don't. No, but it's reopened, but you don't. The record labels, they recoup. They take you to McDonald's. They'll recoup that from your sale, your CD. So
but then it's not about music then, is it?
Exactly. It's more about live and publishing. And it's like, us as management, we know that. And we've been telling them that for years. And it's really, they're shutting down because they're not listening to us.
Yeah, but when you sign an artist, are you looking, you're looking beyond their music, you're looking, is this a commodity? Can I, can I sell this person,
That's why I'm not trying to sign
sell
on.
backpacks, or they're going to sell,
Do you know what's scary about it? Is say, I might be managing someone who's hot, and it's so hard to get to that place. And I might be sitting there thinking, oh great, so now I can get what I deserve because I've put my time and money in. And there's 3 people that I can talk to. Yeah, and there's 3 people that I can talk to. That's not competition. That means that artist who's worked his ass off ain't going to be able to get paid what he could have got.
Yeah.
Because it's this table that we can sit there together and say, no, only go to that amount. Whereas if there was 10 people, we could go around and get everyone get everyone scared and get 10 times the amount of money. So it is a problem, but urban music is the one genre we're used to having nothing. We've come from nothing. That's what our whole culture has grown up on. We didn't have bands, so we sampled records. So it doesn't make a difference to any of us here because you come from nothing, but we've got blogs, we've got machine heads. You know what I mean? We've got our blogs here, we've got an outlet straight away that you can get on, and we've got presence of over 100,000 subscribers, SBTV, and we've actually got levels to those blogs. So just carry on doing what we do.
Yeah. Just to just to touch on what you said, I would say no, I'm not worried because there are people that, I don't know if you know, for instance, there's a rapper called Nipsey Hussle. He's not signed by a label. He puts out free music, all his music's free, his mixtapes are free, but his fan base is so strong, his tours sell out, so that's how he makes money. I don't know what other artists' dreams are, but me personally, I just want to be comfortable and be able to look after my family. I don't need 5 cars because I can only drive 1 at a time anyway. Like, 10 rooms in my house and 9 bathrooms because I only got 1 but do you know what I mean? Like, so for me, just to, no, I'm not worried, and I think build a fan base, and I'd like to stay as independent as possible.
Thank you for the panel. Something has been very deep. I think got back in.
They're not answering the question.
Oh, you going to ask the question? Oh, sorry.
I was going to say what RoxXxan said. No, basically, you're in control now. You've got the power to let the labels come to you. So you've got control to sell yourself now. Whereas before it was sort of like the other way around, so they can see you now. So in a way, it's not that bad that the labels are going. It's kind of their loss, really. But they can actually pick out and see which artists from their fan base, from exactly how they are, whether they want to. Basically, you need a label now for money reasons to invest in yourself. That's what you need. If you're an artist and you're talented, a lot of talented artists financially, that is mainly where they struggle, and that's what I find, especially like the most talented ones as well. And that's where the record label kind of was helpful, I think, for them. That's kind of disappointing in itself in terms of the loss, but in other words, I think you can